cross another projection or mini shrine which has Shiva and Parvati sculpture on both sides of the wall. In the next section also you will see several beautiful carvings of dancing ladies and groups of people playing various musical instruments in a different posture. Apart from this, you will also find Narasimha, Kala Bhairava, Vishnu and Lakshmi sculptures. When you come to the end of this section, you will notice that you are at another miniature shrine or the projection from the main structure. As you walk to your left, observe the carvings on the top layer of the bottom friezes. You will see various small carvings of dancing figures. They are very beautiful. You can also see that there are some parts where the carvings are not complete. These carvings continue throughout the miniature shrine. Just walk across this shrine. Keep walking towards your left. You will see another sculpture of Varaha. After that, you will see another miniature shrine with Lord Shiva and Parvati in a sitting posture on one wall. You will also see the stone-made channel to drain the sacred water that is used to bathe the deity. As you cross this channel, you will see another Uma Maheshwari structure in the center of the adjacent wall. Just on your left, that is on the inner side of the wall, you will see a great man with 10 heads lifting Mount Kailash. This is 10-headed demon king Ravana, who is holding up Kailasha mountain. You can see Lord Shiva is sitting with his beloved Parvati on the top of the mountain. You can also see Shiva's vehicle Nandi and son Ganesha in the vicinity as well. On the mountain, observe the whole ecosystem of the mountain Kailasha that is created. Enjoy the creative work of artisans who have used their imagination and translated it into stone carvings. Immediately after this is another 2 to 3 steps on the adjacent wall. You will find another statue of Lord Shiva slaying Andhakasura, or the demon of darkness. As you turn around the corner, you can spot another huge sculpture of Lord Ganesha. This is in a dancing posture. Appreciate the detailed decorations all over the body and carvings of various weapons that he is holding. You can also see that the bell is hanging down the waist area. Look at how delicate the carvings are. Just next to the Ganesh idol, you can see another sculpture of Lord Shiva slaying elephant-faced demon. This act is called as Gaja Charamambaradhara, or Shiva wearing the skin of an elephant demon. After another 3 to 4 statues, you will come across another Chamundi sculpture where Parvati is slaying the demon that is in the guise of a buffalo. Chamundi is pushing the buffalo with her right foot. After that, there are a series of sculptures of figurines, gods and goddesses. As you walk and turn around the corner, you will see that you are back in the north entrance from where you had started. On the right side of the entrance, you will again see a sculpture of Lord Ganesha. The journey from the south entrance had started with the Ganesha sculpture, and it ends with another one. You are now at the end of the journey of the temple exterior. Wow, wasn't that a feast to your eyes? It is popular knowledge that Belur is beautiful from inside and Halebeedu is beautiful from outside. But it is very hard to compare them and find out which one is better.